Seán Kyne, next speaker.
I'd like to, I suppose, first of all, welcome the publication of a bill. Indeed, as I would welcome the publication of any bill that would generate debate, and congratulate Deputy Ross on its publication. So I'd like to welcome the Minister and take this opportunity the first time to congratulate her officially in her appointment as Minister under challenging circumstances in the year that's in it. And I suppose 2014, you could say, can go down as the year of Garda scrutiny. And I'd like to take this opportunity to commend those that have brought issues to the fore within the Garda over the last 6 months and indeed before that. Some within this House and also the whistleblowers themselves, who I think have done the state justice in speaking out and highlighting issues of concern that they had within their occupation, which is a very serious and very challenging occupation in terms of the protection of the state and one of its most important institutions, the Garda. It's right that the Garda have standards, as it is right for any state body to have standards, and that every effort is obviously made that the Garda would be held up to those standards. It's also right that we acknowledge the many, and majority indeed, of excellent members of the Garda Síochána that we have in this country, who do an excellent job day in, day out, in difficult circumstances, in very challenging environments, in different parts of the country. And they have become demoralised by all that has gone on over the last period of time, and it's important to acknowledge the role that they play in protecting the state and protecting our families, as I said, day in and day out. I'd like to acknowledge the changes enacted in 2014 in relation to the Department of Justice and the Garda Síochána, the publication of the Gearan report on whistleblowing, the Cook report on the GSOC bugging, the Finlay Commission on the taping, and the establishment by government of an independent police authority. And this independent police authority will deal with many of the items and many of the issues highlighted and detailed in this bill and that are presently being drafted, and I certainly welcome the publication of that bill and what it entails and the overall establishment of the independent police authority. The government has stated prior to this that a new Garda Commissioner is to be appointed by way of open competition, and this is certainly a welcome and progressive and inclusive step. Whether this should be extended to all the roles outlined in this bill is a question for debate. But to suggest that the existing structures are not fit for purpose, we have to see what evidence is there that any new system would be different, and secondly, whether all the fault that we have experienced in the last 6 or 12 months can be put down to the existing structure or the appointment system that we have. The Garda Commissioner has a difficult job. It's a responsibility, obviously, ultimately to the public, also a responsibility to the rank and file members of the Garda. And that's a challenging balancing act between ensuring that the public have full confidence in you, but also that you have that responsibility to members. I won't say to protect them, but to ensure that where there are allegations that members are not hung out to dry. Any commissioner is only human, and any commissioner, whether appointed by the existing structures, by the system outlined by Deputy Ross, or by the planned open recruitment system that is to be initiated for the new commissioner by open recruitment, will ultimately just have decisions to make. Like any human, mistakes can be made. They can perhaps do or say something that they regret, but there's no reason to believe that any of the actions that took place for the last 6 months would be different by a commissioner appointed by a different system. Decisions are made by humans, and I can make a different decision that Deputy O'Mahony might make, or Deputy Harris might make, or anyone else. And ultimately, it's the individual themselves and the role that they play and the powers that they have. A commissioner should have a good working relationship with a minister, not necessarily best friends, but a good, healthy regard for the positions that each other have and the roles that they have. They must be willing to investigate complaints from the public, from the Gardaí. And, I would hope, and I've spoken before in this House in relation to whistleblowers, that any future whistleblower will be treated properly by any future Garda Commissioner. I, as said, commend the bill in terms of being published, the debate that we're having, and certainly welcome the setting up of the Independent Guard Authority and the initiatives taken by the Minister and her predecessor for the last number of months to sort out a lot of the problems that have arisen within the Garda Síochána.